This is a video on how to get models into Skyrim. Now, you'll need a couple programs. So you can either have Gmax, and I'll put links to these. You can have Gmax, you could have 3ds Max 9, and you need NIF Tools Max. And how to install these for Gmax is pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to do that even if they're already installed, but I'm not going to use Gmax. I'm using 3ds Max. So you see these plugins and plugins config. Just copy and paste these two folders into this Gmax directory, and then put this file right here into the same folder that your exe file for Gmax is, your main exe. So then and you can't have a Gmax open when you're doing that. And same for 3ds Max, it's a little different. For 3ds Max, I got 3ds Max 9, and I'll put a link to these plugins for NIFs for Skyrim, of course. And then go to your 3ds Max 9, and then just copy and paste these two folders into here. It's the same thing, but you don't have that little DLL thing. So for this video, I'm using this 3ds Max 9, but they're the same program. They're pretty much the same. So what you want to do is, let me go to my libraries, and you want to go to your Skyrim data, and I have a folder with all the BSA files. I would do this too because it's really helpful. So just pick one you're gonna do. This is for only weapons. Let's do, actually, I'm gonna do the same basic concept, but I'm gonna put a weapon from Oblivion in there, and I can't upload this because Bethesda doesn't like it because it's from Oblivion. So I'm gonna upload I'm gonna do one of the glass ones. So copy, paste, but this works for Skyrim too. Whoops. Maybe I'll just do Skyrim. Okay, and this is based off of a tutorial on Skyrim Nexus. Let's just do the Imperial. So do the first person. I'm gonna delete that. Alright. Now once you have Gmax installed with the NIF plugins, I'm gonna use 3ds Max 9, but they're the same. If you look at the user interface for that one and Gmax, they're the same, but Gmax doesn't have as much as 3ds Max. So as you can see, they're pretty much the same, so it's going to be easy to know how to do this with both. But I'm using 3ds Max. Alright, what I like to do is change the viewport to perspective. So you have this whole area. And to move your thing, like your area like this, you have to hold the Alt and then middle click. So once you have the script files or whatever installed, go to import, file import, go to net inverse game biro, and I'm just gonna do this, and then it will say Skyrim. You don't really need the collision, you don't really need anything in animation, but just leave it like this. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the blade different. So again, you middle click and you alt middle click and hold the middle button to do this. So I'm gonna go and delete that. Alright, so what you want to do is with this tool right here, the select, click on that once, go up to over here to modify, and then go to vertex. And this may look confusing, but it's not really. I've done it. I've actually edited a whole thing. Alright, select the ones you want, right click, go to scale or move, depending on what you want to do, but I'm going to do scale. Let's see, alright. No, I don't want to make it bigger. I want to make it a little smaller. And always Control Z to undo. And then just go up here if you want. And then I'm going to do it right here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It looks really weird right now. But go to File after you're done with all your editing. Go to File, Export, at Immerse Game Biro. Now you would think you would need to do Object, but you need the right file version. So I'm going to do Imperial Sword. And then it's usually on NIF node, just change it to BS Fade node. And then you could export. Wait for it. Gmax may be a little slower. And then, so here's your NIF file. And here's the regular one. So go to NIF scope, the one that supports Skyrim. Go to load up your one you just exported to whatever you named it. Now I don't know if you have to do this, but I do it anyway. It's just a lot easier. But just go to File, Export to Object. And then name it whatever. I'm gonna go to my desktop. Save. Alright, the rest of the stuff we're gonna do to edit is in NIFscope. So load up the actual original base file, the base one. So I'm just gonna load up the base, delete the whatever that is, I forgot what that was, the holster or something. You can do Control Delete to delete it. Alright, now you want to select your actual mesh right here, where it's up here, NIF try shape, and then just highlight the NIF try shape, and then go to File, Import Object. Yes. And then go down to yours, and there it is, but it's not the same. And we have to do some tweaking. So what you want to do is Skyrim does not support NIF material properties. So delete those. Just go to, if you know how to do it, it's right click and then block, then remove branch. And as you can see, this is like not anywhere, and we want to fix that. But first, just to make it do it right, go to your NIF try shape data, right click, block, copy, and then go to this one where it says Imperial Sword Blood, and then go to this NIF try shape or shape data, and then go to paste over. That's basically where the blood is gonna land, basically. So do that for both of those. Paste over. I don't know if you have to do it for the blood add, but I would. Alright, so as I was saying, this is not connected to this. So what you want to do is go to your NIF try shape with your actual sword, this where it's all highlighted. Go down to properties. Let me change this window size. And then you'll see, click on that arrow, go over here, and whatever the number that's like right here before the BS light shade texture property or whatever, you have to put that in. So I'm gonna do 22 because mine, right, this one, the one before that is 22, and it's now connected to that. Now there's one thing I forgot to do. So I'm gonna go to my Skyrim data. You probably want to do all this, but go to wherever your weapon you were editing. So mine's the Imperial, and then just copy these texture files and go, if you don't have a texture folder, make one. Go to weapons, make a new one if you don't, and then type in for new one, do like something random, just something that works for you. Or no, I'll just do now. You want to do that for meshes too. Go to meshes, weapons, and then tutorial, or whatever you want to name it. Now I probably should have done this before, but let's just go back there and paste the texture files in here. Close that. Open out your NIF scope again. Alright, so you want to get a texture on here for Skyrim to know what the texture is. So you gotta go down to wherever your sword is, and then go to BS or BS light shader property, which is right there, and then go to BS shader texture set. Click that arrow, click this little flower thing, go to your Skyrim data, textures, not BSA files, textures, weapons, tutorial, or whatever you named it, and there you go. Do the same for the normal map, and look at I'll put a link for my how to make normal maps if you're actually making a whole new texture for your weapon. So I'll put a link in the description. So it's pretty good right now. I'm not changing any of the textures because of this, it would take forever. So then just go to File, Save As, go to your Skyrim data. I would make a library if you have Windows 7, and then go to your meshes, and then go to weapons, and then go to whatever the folder you named it, and then keep it at this for a second. First person Imperial Sword, keep it at that, and go to save. Once the green's done over here, go and save as again, and take off the first person part, and then save. Once the green's done, that shows how it's saved, then exit out of that. I'm going to delete these. I pushed yes. Gosh. And you will need construction set or creation kit. Open that up. Mine is cracked, so I don't need Steam. Same with my Skyrim. I don't need Steam or internet, but that's not cracked. That's like easy to do. All you do to not play Steam or Skyrim on Steam or internet, you just go to your Skyrim directory, which is usually in the Steam folder, and then create a shortcut to the desktop of this test 5 exe. So once this opens up and loads, go to data or file data as you saw, and then click that. Go to OK. It will take a little while. It's faster on Oblivion construction set, but this probably has more. This game has a lot more. Like, I have a PDF on my iPod that has every single item code, and it has like 172 pages of just item codes. And I could send that to you if you want, if you're having trouble finding all the item codes from people modding and stuff. And then it will come up with like some error or whatever in a little bit. There we go, and then just do yes to all. And yeah. Whoops. It takes a long time. So just wait until it's up. I might have to redo mine. Nope. Okay. So your user interface won't look like this, but since I like making spells, I like this setup where it has 2 object windows on the side and the render in the middle and the cell view in the middle. How you change that is you just go over here, click on something, and go to create new object window. So click and then right click, and then it goes create new object window, and then put it wherever you want. Okay. Now, how you get it in the game, since there's creation kit, you used to not be able to do this, but you can actually now just have one weapon changed. So go down to your, it won't look like this either. It will look more like it'll look where all this isn't like up. It'll be just like 4 or 8, I don't know how many there are, but it'll look something like, let me get to it. When you first open it up, it'll look like that. So to get expand these, click the little boxes next to them. So now go to world objects and go to static. Basically this is to have like the first person view of the sword. So search something like the Imperial sword. Okay. Some people say you can right click and then duplicate, but it doesn't matter. I just double click and then change this name. And I'm just gonna name it something. And if I were you, I'd put like zeros in front of it, so it's like always at the top. Now, you may think this might look confusing, but all you need to do is go to model, go to edit, and as you can see it's the normal one, and then go to click the edit thing up here, and it will take you to this, your meshes folder. Go to weapons, and then whatever you named it, go to first person Imperial sword. So now it looks like that. And then do OK and OK, and it'll say create new form. Click yes if you didn't rename it. Yeah, it will override it, which is bad. Now I'm not sure if you have to do this part. I'm always gonna do it just to be safe. Gosh, I can't spell right now. It will say some stupid error. And then just like rename this. And then put zeros in front of it. It can't be like 0, 0 as the last one. It has to be like 0, 0, 0, 0. Or 3 zeros. There it is. And then go to here, highlight that, click on the edit, weapons, whatever you named it, Imperial sword. And the normal one, look at my normal map video, link in description of course, on how to do that. And then do OK. Yes. Now here's the fun part. You need to find your weapon in the weapons area right here. So just search for it. Double click. You have to rename it, so I'm gonna just name it tutorial or something. And then rename, now the actual name where it says name is the name it is in the game. So rename that. Enchanting, you don't have to do that right now. Change the value. I always change the weight to 0. Even if it's a PC and you can mod the weight, carry weight. I'm gonna make it 50. Or no, I'm gonna make it 40. No. I'm like trying to guess where it is on the keypad. Alright, go to the Art and Sound tab. Now, for the first person model object, this is your static object you created when you first were in here. Now go to the one you created with the 00, first person cool sword. Then go to your model right here, go to edit, then go to edit up here, weapons, tutorial, or whatever you named it, and then do this one, the one that doesn't have first person on in front of it. So that's like the third person view basically, and when it's on the ground. And just to be in case, and just to make sure, gosh, go double click on the new texture area and then click that, just to make sure. Alright, and you can mess with this, like you can't drop it and stuff like that in the description. So alright, okay, create new form, yes, always create a new form. Now, to get it into the game itself, you can either put it in the game, but I like putting it into the player. So go to actors, then go to this actor, double click on player, go to inventory, and this is where this thing is nice, but I'm not going to use that part. So go to your weapons, find your, delete that of course because there's no player thing in there. So just click and then hold and then drag and drop it into there. And if you want, you can actually hopefully see it working. That's what it kind of looks like in game. So now you don't have to rename this because this is a player, and that would be bad if you rename it. So just do OK. And then file save. And then name it whatever. Save. Close out of that. And of course, open up Skyrim, go to data files, make sure it's checkmarked, and then I'll meet you inside the game. Alright, as you can see, I am in game, and so it usually works. If it's not shown up, you didn't do the normal map right. So there it is. It's showing in the model in the little inventory. So let's equip it. And you can see it worked fully in first person and third person. And it works fine, of course. And then you basically, that's how you do it. Now, that's what it looks like in third person. Shut up. Alright, I'm going to show you my other one I did before this one. This is my other one I did. It's pretty cool. It's the one on the left is the other one. It's pretty cool. So that's how you put your own models into Skyrim. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.